Good day, everybody. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I broke it down this series in a bunch of numerous steps. If you need to see anything that's done beforehand, you can refer to the playlist because those videos will be all uploaded. This video is just dealing with removal of the oil cooler and installation. If you need to know everything, how it's taken apart, I'll have a playlist listed that you'll be able to jump to the sections that you need to do. Anyways, for the oil cooler, we need to just have an investigation here. We need to remove these electrical connections, and it's easier if you rotate the electrical connections. Actually, no, can I get it? I think I can. I might have to spray those down. I'm going to use my special tool, but we'll see.
So this is important, and you can do this at any part of the job, except you have to do it before the oil cooler is removed. You need to drain some coolant out. That way you don't end up mixing your coolant with the oil. So what I did, you can see the drain cock there. Once you remove the drain pan, I hooked up a hose to it, loosened it off, emptied it out into a container, and I emptied it out into a 4-liter container, 4 liters in total, and that was enough to do this job.
Before I even think about removing the oil cooler, I'm going to clean these galleries, and then we're going to tape them off because there is a bunch of dirt and stuff below there, and I don't want to risk anything when I pull it out. So we're going to clean this up. Spray some brake clean on a rag, and then carefully clean around. Add some real thick painter's tape. Apparently I don't. Painter's tape you can stick on, and it's not going to leave a residue behind. That being said, you still need to clean it off afterwards. Oh man, those are going to be stuck in there good. Yeah, I'm going to have to bust out and use a socket on those, otherwise they're not going to come out. If you got big sausage fingers, it's kind of awkward, but I just pulled that off. This could be the gatekeeper right here. I get that sensor out. This is a 19 millimeter. Holy crap. That's why you need a socket. Must have had some sort of glue or something in there. Alright, we're out. For this other one, I might be able to get my special tool in there. Get that one out and out of the way. Now this is where you need the special tools. This is called the gatekeeper, where they want to screw you over at the last moment. You're going to need E-Torx to get those bolts loose. This is a set I got from Princess Auto a long time ago, and the size that you're going to need is an E8. It's basically a inverted Torx. So I bought a kit a while ago that has hose clamp pliers, and I'm going to attach that before I pull the oil cooler. The first one being the tricky one, which is right at the front by the oil filter housing. I'll do that one. And then there's 2 in front of the cooler. I don't believe they come out. No, they don't, which is good because you'd probably drop them in somewhere where you would regret it. all loose. All right, we should be able to pull this up now. Comes up pretty easy. Now I can get on that hose. Let's get this out of there as such. There you have it. The oil cooler is out. I used a midi vac to suck out as much oil as I could from the gallery. Now I can get the new one prepped. Here's a good look at the factory oil cooler. Kind of a poor design, being plastic, you know, trying to save weight, maybe costs. Not even recyclable, so at the end of the day, you're just creating more of an environmental disaster. This is the new aluminum oil filter housing. Got the old sensors prepped. I'm gonna get everything mounted up. Get these all back in and snugged up. And then this one here. Lubricate the hole where the one's gonna go in, and all the rest stay dry, but you need to lubricate this one up, because if you roll this O-ring, this is like the gatekeeper right here. And I'm also going to put a little slight lube on the coolant line so I can slide it around a little bit. Alright. This is the gatekeeper right here. Let's get that coolant line on. Let's get that off. Double check all my O-rings are still in out there. Sliding this up. And then there. Looks like we're in. I want to get those in place. And then we can start torquing everything down. And then that one right at the front. So if you would have rolled the O-ring, you can look down there and you would see it. So now I can go ahead, connect the electrical, and then that's one section's done. Coolant line's on. Now I'm gonna tighten these down. 12 Newton meters. And I hate torquing anything this small. Because usually that's when the bolts snap out on you. And perfect. Torque down. Let's get those into the housing, just as such. Then I'm going to set the housing down. It's got some line-up pins, just like such. Just put a little bit of Loctite on every one. And I think they give you an extra one for people like me who have butterfingers and will more than likely drop one into the depths to be lost forever. That's why for fat fingers, I highly recommend using a magnet. So these bad boys are also torqued down to 12 Newton meters. Done. Let's get the oil filter cap back on. That's the whole coolant jug going in. And we gotta try to bleed it. You can tell right now I'm up quite a bit. So we got one bleed screw here. Yeah, I think we're full there. And then there's one more underneath here. A little while ago I bought this specialty tool. And today I'm gonna try it out again. Remember that radiator tool I was talking about that you used to drain? Yep. This is where you're gonna need it again because they put a drain or a breather in the radiator. And you need to crack that open too and get the air out. Yeah, I got coolant dripping on the ground, so I know I got all the air out there. Well, there you have it. How to remove the oil cooler and install a new one. We got the coolant jug filled up. Still got a little bit more to burp. We bled it down here and we bled it in there. So now we got to start it and hopefully get the rest of the air out. Everything's looking good. No leaks. We won't know until we start it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one.